needing a door on my workspace. Having never installed an exterior door before, it was time to just jump in and get it done. And learn as I go. Doing some online searches as I built this shop here, I had to look up what the rough opening was going to be for this door, and it looks like I was a little bit under. It was a little bit tight on the top section there. It was only because there was a piece of plywood or OSB that was just hanging down just a little bit. With a little sawzall, just take that edge right off of there. Skim it off is all it needed. My kids were out here just checking out what I was doing. Now I made my rough opening just slightly under the dimensions that they recommend because I wanted a nice snug fit. I didn't want any slop. I've seen a lot of issues with some doors where they do a little bit too much gap around the edges and it makes it really sloppy. Looks like this door frame came in a little bit on the snug side on the top edge. You can see that I'm kind of showing that here. See if I can maneuver it around to pinch point. Open this door and close it. Put wedges on this side to make sure it's tight as I can. And then put wedges down this bottom right here. After checking out the gap that I have on the other side of the door, I'm able to determine where to drive the screws in on this other side. So I first drive a screw up against where it's tight against the wall or the opening on the other side. Then what I'm going to do is grab some screws and drive again and pull the door frame open, which will leave the pinch point on the other side. Here I am showing you, I like to use these hex drive screws. It's 2-inch long here that I'm using. I don't like the Phillips drive, they tend to slip out. So I prefer the hex drives. I almost exclusively use those. In the frame, so now it doesn't fit anymore. As you can see here, I don't fully seat those screws because I don't want to open the frame against the opening all the way right now. You got to make some wedges and to help support the frame. This is a quick, easy way to make my own wedges rather than going and purchasing my own. I like cutting them across grain like this with the 2x4s because it allows me to kind of push them in and snap them off just like that.
see?
After putting all the wedges in, it's time to just tighten down the rest of those screws that I had left loose before. And don't forget to put screws on the inside of the door, so this prevents people from being able to take the screws or remove the screws out and remove the door without opening it.
Recording.
All these need screws.
I tried to be pretty brief here on the hardware because for the most part the instructions are sufficient to be able to install your own. I thought this deadbolt was kind of interesting where I had to have it in the locked position to be able to access the screws. There you have it. The door and the hardware are now installed. Now it's time to add the water sealing or the weatherproofing of this door. The top edge is one of the most important parts to never forget. You need to add this little drip edge. You don't want water dripping down behind this door and rotting the wood out. I think this weathered tape here is actually meant for windows, but I decided to use it for my door because I had some left over. This stuff works really well. Just don't let it stick to each other, to itself. You can't get it apart and you have to throw the whole piece away. To keep water from falling in behind this door, I install this stripping from bottom to top. So I saw the sides first, and then I add this weather stripping, then I add one more piece on top of that, and this should seal it off from the weather.